Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL ESEA Pro League. I'm Lee D-Man Smith, and I'm joined by Lauren Pansy Scott, and we are into our final matchup of the night. It is going to be ENVYUS up against the HellRaisers. And we'll see how it works out for them. HellRaisers just picked themselves up a draw over in the other league.
And they just picked themselves up a knife round as well, so they get choice of side.
Ah, okay. So it's going to be Overpass, the final map choice. I say map choice, it's not really a choice, it's kind of forced upon them. You're not going to get a choice in this one. Yeah, it will be Overpass. We'll see which way they go with that. Holy moly.
This is dramatic.
Yeah, music and everything. Ooh.
I really like the crosshair we currently have as well. This is wonderful.
This is...
Dun, 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 dun. I feel as though we might need to change this, just letting you guys know. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure something needs to change. But anyway, HellRaisers will be starting out on the CT side. ENVYUS, of course, will be on the T side. And dramatic music aside, if he's not going to turn it off, we're not going to get the game going.
Oh no, we will get the game going.
We'll have it going the whole way through. Dramatic.
All right, well, dramatic music is a go. Listen to that. It's wonderful. The match has begun. Team ENVYUS on the T side, HellRaisers on the CT side, opting to begin on the defensive half. So, oh, this crosshair is making me real sad. And it looks like already T side going to be kind of grouping up, leaving Happy on his own, heading over towards A.
Yeah, going straight through toilets, straight on towards A site. There is a three-man defense there from HellRaisers, so it is expected. They're not exactly moving silently either, but maybe that was the point. They sell a fake and sneak back down connector. They're going to try and go straight through door. Shox is going to be leading the charge as he hops on over. B defense, I think they would have heard the drop there. Did they hear it? There's the fake. There's the fake over at Toxic. It's going to work out. Angel does manage to tag out one. Dozier gets the other straight away. And this is a great setup from HellRaisers. Here comes the rest of the team. They're rotating in there. Angel trying to get a cover off there. They did get the bomb down, ENVYUS. MBK does manage to pick himself up one. Happy gets the second. Happy gets a second and a third. And suddenly, Moo, the new man left, isn't be able to get the kill. He's got it all to do with 2 hit points. This is nigh impossible. Gonna work out. Shox will finally get himself the frag down there. And now we've got a cut-off on the side there. Whoa! Dramatic music's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Hashtag production value.
ENVYUS do pick up the round. ENVYUS should not have won that round. They were in a 5-3 retake from HellRaisers. Don't understand how. Crazy
There's
stuff.
a lot of things I don't understand right now, but still, HellRaisers going to be buying up with the 5-7s, the Scout. Let's see if they can turn the tides. It's happened a hell of a lot recently, and it's something that we've seen becoming more and more commonplace throughout this game. So, as the music dies down, the team slow down. You can see Smith's already starting to look for maybe a pick, but there might be that Scout along. I'm not sure where that new addition to HellRaisers will be fitting in with that. I can imagine Long would be very viable, however, and we'll have to see how ENVYUS want to play this one out.
Well, they're going the same as they did before, and that's maybe the fake that they're trying to throw. They went heavy-footed into A, and then crept on through connector. NVK and Shox with the bomb as they creep their way in. It's Angel and Dozier once again over at B site that are the defenders. This time, of course, we do see Smiths with the molly. That's going to try and get the man out in Toxic or headshot, whichever you'd prefer to call it. And obviously depends very much on the side of Ocean, it seems to be. But now, with that Scout hopping up and down at A long, they decided to stack those 3 on long and A once again, and it's not the site that ENVYUS are going for. They're going to pile in towards B. Those smokes will slow things down.
Yeah, and look at this stack out from the CTs. There's a good few here, and they're fairly close up, but that MAC-10 can just start ripping away, and the CZ coming out. So now just Angel and the new addition to do the damage. 2v2, though. That Scout can do some work. However, head armor is in play. The T side still sitting in on this one. Shox does find Angel, and Happy will find it. I can't take this seriously.
Da-da! Da-da-da-da-da! They pick up the win. Woo! Hopefully the production will sort that out and reconnect to the server, get rid of the settings, whichever they gotta do. But at the moment, drama aside, it is ENVYUS starting out 2-0 up, and HellRaisers coming in full eco this time around. Just a single P250 being picked up by Angel. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm done, guys. I'm absolutely done. I don't know what's going on. Well, I think we've got X-ray though, which is a bonus. It shouldn't be much of a round for HellRaisers, let's put it that way. They've just come off the back of a good warm-up game, to be fair. So hopefully they can come into this one fairly comfortable. Happy does actually get taken down, so they will get themselves an AK, and very little damage received actually for that commitment as well. So a pretty nice pickup for that one.
But it was the B-side, like you said, it's just that one single AK they managed to rescue away from them. It is going to be Keo that goes on the hunt. As music intensified. Look at this, Dozier! He's just staring straight at him. Gets a clean pickup. We'll see if he could get a second.
It's fixed!
Dramatic music aside.
Yes!
Was it you?
No.
No.
Look, you're really blaming me on
I don't
this.
know. I could see you looking at master music volume. I was like, why is this suddenly
Why would it be
changed?
on my screen?
I don't know.
Let's not blame me for this one, but thank you once again for throwing me under the bus. It's always a pleasure to cast with you. However, we are in the gun round, so thankfully it's all sorted.
It's not dramatic anymore. It's
No,
just
it's
calmed down. ENVYUS though 3-0 up. More importantly, HellRaisers did get themselves that double AK capture in the last round, despite obviously losing it. They did get as much as they could from it, so that's going to help out with their economy. We're seeing a boost here though, coming out. Shocks may well be on the end of it. I think it was Adren that was boosting up on top of Kucha, but they didn't gain anything. Mao might be in a great position though. If he looks the opposite direction, MBK is going to come around. He was completely flashed out. Nicely done there, ENVYUS. Move on towards A site.
Yeah, nice take on towards long so far, but there might be a little bit more difficulty now. There's 3 players very present on this side, but look at that little bit of a split. Through the Torlex, Shocks come through, gets 1, but the rest just start piling in towards the side. Now down to 2, HellRaisers starting to dwindle. Dozier, last man standing. Gonna have to go pretty big for this one. Bomb isn't on the site yet, and he's actually got it down. 1v2, he might be able to do something with this. Smiths is lurking with the AWP. Happy starting to work his way around just below Dozier. But Dozier's got 40 seconds to stop this, and Happy's going to start hunting. So close to each other. I don't think Dozier knows where Happy was, but he does take the 1-to-1 with Smith. But there's Happy coming in. Smith just held back a second longer, and Team ENVYUS pick up that first very important gun round.
Yeah, Smith's just playing part of the bait there. Trying to draw him in with that bomb plant, trying to fake it out, and ENVYUS 4-0. Solid start against the HellRaisers. Again, they just had a 16-6 victory over Penta, and without being too offensive against HellRaisers fans out there, you would expect Envy to come out on top of this one, but who knows? It is Overpass. It could easily switch things up, but this is going to be a long A push once again, it seems, and this time we are seeing the scope ready for him. Dozier, they could be running into it.
And I also like Kucha's positioning. I don't know if they're going to check it just yet. He's just down to the right side here and perfectly placed. Doesn't get the follow-up though. Couldn't adjust in time for Shocks. But there's Dozier coming in. Shocks will check for the second. Adren goes down, but it's still a 3v2. So the CT side are in a pretty good spot here. Dozier finds another. Dozier really finding form. Is such a dangerous man to deal with. So this is a very good sign. Already certainly putting up numbers this early into the game. 6-3 so far, but now Smiths. 1v3, he had the bomb all along, so they didn't commit that too early. A lot to work with, a molly and 2 flashes. But we've got Dozier, Angel, and the new addition still up and standing. Dozier and Mao, or Mu, how you want to say it, please let me know. Also, I'm not too certain myself. Are set up on A, and we've still got Angel just kind of waiting over by B connector. So they've kind of got a little bit of everything. And now Dozier caught a glimpse, I think, Ben. And Smith's trying to get himself to a safe position. I think he knows that this one just isn't going to work out, though.
Yeah, he's just trying to draw them out. 26 seconds. He's got a pretty much an insurmountable task to try and get in there. We'll catch a glimpse of one, though. When Mal goes peeking like that, that's going to give Smith the confidence he maybe requires. Dozier is trained on this site, so the second he moves out, he might be able to catch a glimpse. He will. Doesn't land the shot. Pushes on through the molly. That's going to catch Smith's off guard. Gets a good tag on towards him. Smith's not down yet, but he's very low. He's going to go for the no-scope. Not going to work. Dozier will pick up the kill. And the first round for HellRaisers. Dozier getting that triple worked out well for him.
Yeah, Dozier really playing such an impactful role, and I love seeing Dozier play well. He's such a player that can have these monstrous games, but it's not consistent. And maybe the new changes within HellRaisers, you know, the way they're going to start training and we're working together, could start seeing more of a consistency beginning with Dozier. However, actually going to switch out the AWP this time.
Yeah, so it's going to be around with that one. We'll see if he takes it down towards B. They used it for long A last time around, so maybe they're going to expect ENVYUS to go for a switch up here. It is going to be a Tech 9 rush for them, so we'll see where that goes. Is it going to go tunnels? No, it's actually going to go off towards a site. They have wrapped around in through connector last time around, so which is where we can say MBK piling straight down there. It is going to be quick play from ENVYUS. They were caught out, remember, from...
Oh, this is dangerous. Stunning shot, though. Gets the follow-up. That's just beautiful. Will be shut down in the end by Keo, but the new man, the new addition, doing wonders. But now Kiyoshima in a 1v3. Tech 9 to hand does take down a Dren. He's got 3, but he's going to have to go for the ace. Dozier waits. Oh, Keo a little short on the flick. Then Dozier deals with him. And there's 2 on the board now for HellRaisers.
Yeah, I was just about to say that they got caught out by, I think it was Kucha that was down in connector, which is probably why they went piling down to check that position this time, but wasn't there. Adjusted and worked out well for them. Anders managed to get himself the AWP back once again. And ENVYUS this time will have the AWP of their own. Smiths this time. Happy was running it pretty heavily on Inferno. Smiths choosing to go back to him for this one. We'll see where they go. It is, again, going to be another A push there. Choosing to stay away from tunnels so far for B.
I love seeing how much this map's changed since the very first iteration of it. Seeing a Dren and Kucha pushing up so far to try and control that long A side. Previously, T-sides wouldn't even have to commit that flash that MBK put out, but it's kind of cool seeing that kind of working into the game, but still. Shox put himself kind of deep into enemy territory here, just lurking through that smoke. Dren is just off to the side. When that smoke dissipates, he should be in a good spot, and I don't know if Kucha's really aware of this. Actually, Adren's going around the back of the others as well. There's 3 by him. This is like such a crazy place. Adren could be in a stupidly good spot. Just to the right are 3 players. The bomb's there as well. He waits. He spotted them out. Oh, this is perfect. 1, 2. He knows there's a 3rd. Peeks for it. Gets it. Adren playing so well then.
Wow. That just absolutely cut Envy down in their tracks. Happy does manage to recover the bomb at least, but he is now all alone. And they know exactly where he is. Look, HellRaisers just closing in on his position. They're going to come around. Dozier is going to be the first man to challenge him, and we'll get the kill. But that was all Adren there. Beautifully done.
Just the way they both put themselves around the smokes. I think it was Shox for Team ENVYUS, who got himself in a pretty good spot. And then it kind of you're a centimeter away from someone in that smoke. You never know how it's going to go. And I love seeing that sort of exchange.
And I just wonder if that was ENVYUS looking at Shox's position, thinking, okay, he must have cleared this position. Let's start edging forward, and just expecting toilets to have been cleared out. But instead it wasn't. Restroom toilets, whichever you like to call it, whichever side of the ocean you're on. It is going to be finally a B tunnels.
Oh, Dozier.
Tech 9's piling through. Dozier's in perfect spot.
Oh, and Dozier will love this. Let's see if he can get any more, though. Does get a little bit overwhelmed here. Nade comes down, but Dozier gets 2. Dealing with the rush well, but MBK and Shox breaking out. This could maybe switch things up. MBK got himself the gun. They do have armor, and that molly should slow down Kucha a touch. No, goes through, and now looks to retake this one.
Did they? Oh, I was about to say, did they see him come through? Doesn't matter. MBK managed to land the shot, but he goes down. Adren, again, on point here, getting himself a double. Happy, once again, with it all to do to keep his team in the lead here. Gets flashed out. Still got Tech 9 in hand. Will get cleared, but doubled up nicely. Adren will get himself a triple. And the defuse. It's going to be all square. 4-4. HellRaisers back in the game.
That's what I like to see. I want to see a close game between these two. I want to see HellRaisers really finding some bit of form. I'm a big ENVYUS fan. I'll always be very honest with that. But I remember watching Dozier, during the very early stages of CSGO, not his previous, titles, and seeing the potential that man had when he had those good games. He was unreal. So it's great seeing these guys starting to find that performance here, especially with a new lineup coming in. This is a good start. But now if they're on the CT side, they want to start taking away a bit of a lead here, start building up some momentum, because they're still, fairly close by. But once again, Kucha getting aggressive. We're seeing these guys seem very fluid in this map, actually.
It's interesting to see the change as well with obviously Mal coming in, the new man, the new AWPer. Because Kucha had picked up that role previously. And now Mal, or Mew, I can never remember the exact pronunciation. Like I said, you guys at home will know that one. 1.6 player, more renowned for, but here in CSGO, starting to make a name for himself. MBK, what was the plan there? I think, was it trying to be a fake, trying to make some sound, trying to draw someone out? I'm not too sure, but either way, there was no one there. Maybe he was expecting the Dren to be lurking once again. Instead, they've stacked 3 on A.
And look at it. Angel already knows that they're nowhere near that B side. They could be maybe in mid, but that's why you've got 3 players purely dedicated towards A right now. They're working this out piece by piece.
4 now.
And look at this. They could rotate, but they're believing that they're not going to. MBK's getting close. If he peeks out on long, he might be in trouble, but good flash comes in. MBK pounces, but Adren is there. And HellRaisers seemingly stopping this push very well so far.
Such a loaded site as well. Angel's also still coming up behind them as well. Adren will manage to get one. Can he get a second? No, it's going to be Happy that manages to get in sight, but HellRaisers read that one so well. That was all about that man getting around, getting the information, and getting in position to just cut down Envy in their tracks. They will be able to get themselves AKs once again, but HellRaisers starting to get a good rhythm here, starting to really get a good read on ENVYUS, and picked up quite a few rounds back-to-back now. It's been, yeah, all 5 rounds back-to-back since ENVYUS picked up the first 4.
Let's see if HellRaisers can keep this pressure up. Smith's opting just for that CZ. He's got everything else, but just going to be the player to wait back. Adren and Kucha pushing up this time towards that kind of lower connector, or however you want to refer to it as. This map is still so many varying calls, but I really like this spot when these guys get aggressive. We saw how much damage it can inflict. Once again, ENVYUS going for that long play. Going to go putting 3 players there and actually well committed. Happy's slowly pushing himself towards where Kucha is, but while all this happens, the vast majority of HellRaisers are just still locking down the site, and well, a little bit of a glimpse with the AWP then. Didn't get the shot off, and it allowed MBK the chance, and he's going to take it 2 back-to-back, and that site might be theirs, but here comes the cavalry.
Well, can they get around the back? That's the problem. Kucha did manage to pick himself up one. That was down in connector, but he's made the full rotate to get all the way back round. Coming up blue rooms, Angel. MBK staring at this one. Already got himself those 2 early on. Angel will pick up MBK. Now Keo. He's got Shocks in support. Kucha very low, but Shocks using his smoke to great advantage. Does manage to sneak himself round. Angel gets one, but Shocks is completely unseen so far. Will get around. He's got to go for the defuse. He's not got a kit either. And it's going to be Shocks that will clear things out. Nicely done there. ENVYUS got themselves in a great position early on. Like you said at the start, you know, those shots that were missed by Mao on MBK really just opened everything up for MB.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the crossfire that you get on A almost these days. Now the site's changed out a little. That sometimes you see like one player misses a shot, they can gain so much ground, and the other player on the CT side will be completely vulnerable to it then. It's very imperative to have those crossfires locked down, but an aggressive AWPing start once again coming out from HellRaisers, just very much pushed up. Not going to find much though. This is a different start from ENVYUS. They're actually looking towards the B side, or at least mid for a little while, changing things around, maybe looking for those early players that HellRaisers have been dedicating towards mid and that connector. Well, not finding much so far, but gaining control, and actually Adren finding Keo.
Adren really is stepping up for HellRaisers right now, causing all sorts of problems. Smith's going to take a little peek up there with the bomb in hand as well, so he's got to be careful he doesn't get spotted out, but luckily for him, HellRaisers are defending very deep on the A site. Not going for that aggressive play that Adren managed to work out and get behind them earlier on. Happy does manage to drill one down through tunnels. It was Dozier that dropped. So now they know that it's likely to be Angel all alone on B site, but he's in a tricky position and he's got the support of Adren there. You can see he's now dropped down into Sniper.
A bit of a slow round now coming out from the T side after not really picking up that easy entry.
They've sold the fake.
Kucha's there, doesn't get the shot off though. He was so close to landing that, but still, ENVYUS have control now. They've got the smoke down by Bank, doesn't quite land, but the AWP still in play. And the bomb is on the previous side. He's got one on the cross, he's got 2. Not going to get the 3rd, just crouched under by Shocks. And now 2v2, the game's back on.
He may well have been enough to slow them down. Shocks is ready for this one though. Smoke's going to get popped out, but Adren might try and push through it. He does, it works well for him. Read that one. Now they're going to go for the retake, but Happy manages to cut down Angel and Adren. And well, that fake they sold. HellRaisers, it was Adren. He was in Sniper and then he dropped down. And that was it. That basically left it in a straight up 2-on-4.
Yeah, HellRaisers is now going to be on that little bit of a weird buy. Actually, Angel playing straight back into this. We've got Deagle armor that they're investing quite heftily, to be fair. And it's kind of a shoddy mess, but they're going to go for it. And the T side, not fantastic themselves. A Galil with MBK, but still head armor all around. So maybe predicting a little bit of a weaker purchase coming out from HellRaisers. But let's see what they can bring to the forefront here as MBK will be leading the charge towards that B side. Going to check short, going to spot out Angel, take down the one player who did have actually one of the biggest guns in the game right now, as Dozier now going to push forward. Does get the impact towards Smith, spins up for sure, not going to claim it. And that bomb site is all over going towards ENVYUS.
Dren's going to try and creep around, but that's not going to work out for him. Just a 5-7 for Mao as he tries to get in there. He's got MBK about to come around the corner. Will find the head. Tony Galili can rescue from that one. And I think he might actually try and go for the save. No, this is it. Going to try and get Kyoshima down here. Now, interestingly enough, while he does get that, both teams actually suffering a little economy-wise because they've been ending these rounds literally in one-on-one situations so often that's why they were in that weird shoddy by both teams. But it's HellRaisers again. They're going to have to go full eco this time around.
The big question in my mind now is how good is HellRaisers on the T side? They've shown real competence on the CT side, being bullied a little recently by ENVYUS, hence the 7-5, but I think the big testing point is how much can they bring on that T side. So back onto the eco here, not exactly wonderful. I don't know what they can really achieve. But ENVYUS actually going the way they're not necessarily stacking, but putting players pushed up towards. So it could maybe pay off. They might be able to get a gun away here or there. Dren does get caught early on, and they might start expecting some of these players pushed up, and they do. Kucha, however, will find shocks.
Yeah, that was about all they're going to find. Fortunately, didn't manage to rescue anything from that one. MBK picks himself up a double pretty quick there. 8-5, Team ENVYUS getting themselves back on the board. They won the first 4 rounds, and they've just won another 4 rounds back-to-back as well. So it's been very much a game of 2 halves so far for this matchup. HellRaisers, though, got themselves a full bite. Let's see what they can do. If they can pick up the next 2 rounds, it won't be too bad. And honestly, a map that has become very balanced, I feel. It's had a lot of adjustments, a lot of changes. We even saw a bit of a different boost coming out the other day, actually, in the ESL Meisterschaft. I haven't seen anyone do that for a while, but it didn't work out too well either, so...
I wouldn't be surprised if ENVYUS try it. In warm-up, they were actually doing something similar, so I wouldn't be too shocked to see that come into practice. However, the opening pick will fall into HellRaisers' hands. Kyoshima going down a little early. He's not quite having the impactful game we saw him have in that previous matchup. And actually, this looks like another round for HellRaisers. Once they get control of long A, it seems, they just get really comfortable. Shox is right round the back. He gets found as well. The opening card from Mao is just second to none. This guy's on point. Picking up 4 in this round. 1 by 1 they peaked, and 1 by 1 they fell. He is finding some real form, and this is a great addition to the team. And I can only apologize if I'm butchering his name, because he deserves it to be said correctly, because this guy is playing so well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the danger of when you take the bomb down long A, and if it's the first man, suddenly you have to challenge that AWPer. And when he's on point, well, it backfires horribly. We'll see if it works once again. Kyoshima going to try and go for this one. Actually, ENVYUS are going to go full on stack. Happy's going to be the man that separates and tries to get an AWP down connector. So they've gone with Happy with the AWP this time around. Happy and Smith's been trading that one. Happy very much sticking with it on Inferno in the previous matchup. Kucha is the man in toilet. So Dren managed to get a couple in this position before. And Kucha may be able to do it again because they haven't checked.
This is nice. They're kind of corralling them in between the smokes.
Oh.
And this is what I mean. Angel finding Shox then. Brilliant stuff. But now Kucha's smoke should dissipate prior to the one near Angel. So he might be able to actually get a shot through here. And he will.
And
finds Kyo. And that's the bomb down.
And now they're going to move in the position. He spins around, gets a second coming down long A. MBK is going to push in. He might be able to try and collect the bomb. No, because Angel knew he was coming. Happy. Well, the whole half is resting on his shoulders here. 9-6 would be a good pickup, but he's going to have to pick up another 3 kills here. Angel covering it off. That smoke not quite covering off Angel's position. It does keep Kucha at bay, but look at this. You can already see it's Dozier's coming up. I don't think he's going to be expecting Dozier coming up connector. He's going to run headlong straight in towards him. Coming around the corner, Dozier will pick it, the kill, and it will be an 8-7 finish. So, a solid first half from both teams. I think it's fair to say this map is very balanced. If you've looked at certainly the previous matchups that have happened on Overpass, probably in the last probably month, I would say, we've seen very similar 8-7 halves.
Yeah, and this is just like, I personally think the HellRaisers CT side was very, very good. I just want to see what the T side's like, because to me, ENVYUS are almost, even though they've had a shaky performance recently, or some shaky performances, I'd say they're the more consistent team. I think they've got the higher kind of, let's say, amount of achievements. I don't think that's a harsh thing to HellRaisers. I just think it's fairly true. But for me, I'm just really liking what HellRaisers brought on that CT side. And the big test is what can they do here? Because ENVYUS are very, very solid. Let's be honest. You know, from start to finish, they're a good team. But HellRaisers, let's see what they can bring. So, going into this one, interesting fight for a CZ first round as well.
previous time they met on this match was in Starlight, actually. It was back in February, and it was ENVYUS that came out 16-7 in that one. So HellRaisers already matched the score they had there. Now look at that. They knew, everybody knows about that jump these days, actually. As I say, they knew it was coming, but everybody does. And they managed to get that little peak, didn't quite work out. Instantly got pinged off. But the B play is on, and HellRaisers are on site already. Only 2 defenders from ENVYUS after MBK goes down. That's the second. Shox is dropped, and now they're going to have to try and go for the retake because the plant is coming.
Yeah, but there's so many players still up for HellRaisers, but Kucha going down is going to be quite imperative. He had body armor. Dozier now the only one who does have that still in play. But look at these positions. Dozier so aggressive, baiting the shot, saying, come at me. I've got backup, but Keo actually finds his backup. Keo finds 2. Now it's just Adren. Bomb is down and ticking. And look at this play. He's going to have to hold on. Adren gets 1. Goes for the second. Happy up against Adren. The time is so against Happy in this situation, though. And the clock ticking. He gets the shot, but I don't think he's got the time.
He does, I think. I think he has it.
Oh my god, he does.
That's so tight as well. That was so tight as well. And I reckon he felt he had that one. But it's one of those moments where you're like, why did he go back and peek? Why didn't he just hold them at bay? You just don't know. And I guess he felt that 10 seconds was done for. But nonetheless, ENVYUS come out on top in the pistols. Jesus. And that means we're going to see some Mag 7 action from MBK.
God, that felt so close though. My heart kind of goes out to HellRaisers in that one because they played it so good, but that retake coming in and Keo finding those 2, absolutely imperative. But regardless, we are into this now, and as you said, you'll see the Mag 7s coming out, and for defensive items, they got P90s and these kind of like hefty, spammy guns that can just log down any sort of close space. And well, Keo and Smiths pushed out a little bit by Toilets. And actually, HellRaisers taking the approach on long. So 2 players down there, Adren kind of working their way through more of a standard A by the Toilets. Angel and Dozier yet to really commit anywhere. Dozier does have the bomb though, so it kind of makes sense. He's just taking his time here. So if Shox goes down, there might be a fair shot here for HellRaisers, but it's still Shox, so quite a difficult one.
MBK's going a little peek at tunnels. Nobody's showing for him, so they feel it's A, which is why they've got 4 stacked out there. Rotate from down the connector, not going to work out. Smiths and Shox picking themselves up a killer piece, and still that bomb working. Angel is going to move back up, so they're going to stick it. They're still going to try and get on this A side, despite the fact they're being gunned down, and obviously, unbeknown to them, they are completely outmatched there now. Angel, last man, bomb in sight. They're just going to be waiting for someone to come around this corner. He does manage to get the Galil, but doesn't get the kill. Keo gets himself 2.
Yeah, well read by ENVYUS. They already had 2 players on that kind of long A by the time anyone was close to even challenging Shox. So it was just like a really well played out round by ENVYUS, just kind of reading it from start to finish. And looking at the economy for the T side, it is absolutely dire. 2k max, really. They might go for like AP 250 or 2 just to maybe try and get something if someone pushes up, but this should be 11-7.
I mean, that's the problem when you go for the Tech 9 as the second round and after pistol. You know, if you don't get a kill, if you don't pick anything up, you have to go for that full eco, and that's what they've gone. You can see just those 2 P250s in there for HellRaisers, and now ENVYUS. Well, MBK sticking with the Mag 7. Didn't really get a great deal within the last round. Kiyoshima does get tagged up in Toilets. But again, 4 members. Look at this, though. Mao's got himself deep onto B side, actually, and he has managed to find, Angel, sorry, has managed to find 1. He's picked up that FAMAS. Can he make use of it, though? That smoke's going to go on towards Sniper. MBK, I think it is, that's in there in the pit. And Shox's nade will manage to find him.
Yeah, it did spur on the move from HellRaisers towards A, though. They started to build themselves up here. Getting 2, this is a very good, clean eco. They've got themselves good guns as well. They got the Galil and the M4. Bomb is down. Shox, though, catching Dozier a little. Makes it a lot harder for them to have a chance in this, but still, let's see what they can achieve here. Fake comes in. He comes out, it's Dozier to meet MBK first as Kucha and Dozier rotate around. Kucha's in the perfect place, it's planted for Toilets. They might just get this. Shox has to go for the defuse, he goes down as well. Around the world we go, and Dozier picks up the most imperative kill in that round.
And that was a clean eco from HellRaisers where they've just took down ENVYUS. And honestly, it all started with Angel just managed to creep his way into B, pick up the kill, completely sell the fake. Everybody forced to rotate, and then they just pushed on. Very well played, HellRaisers. Let's see what they can do with it. AK's in hand and those M4s. Kucha sticking with the Galil. Economy was pretty tight, so It is once again. It looks like it's going to be Angel, the sole man, that's going to go head on over there. I guess it worked last time, so why not try it again? But this time they've gone very, very aggressive. And they're not showing for it.
Very aggressive on long there. Dren actually a 2-for-1 exchange, so they get control along, but they've kind of given away where they want to go. But where do they now take it to? That's a big question. Will they expect Shocks to be this pushed up still? You know, will they expect just one man to be solo on B? Probably, because it's MBK. But let's see what HellRaisers kind of read into this one. What do they make of this play so far? Picking up 2 means they want to get to the ideal site with maybe 1 player on, or bring it down to that 1v1 so they can really start making the site a viable option. Shocks going aggressive, actually. Trying to go get the pick on long. Not going to happen, though. And still, HellRaisers just buying their time. They're not rushing this.
Oh, he's been flashed. He's in the open. Kucha caught a glimpse of him as well. He knows Shocks is coming. Shocks, though, is going to challenge.
Oh, Dozier's on the way to B as well. They're baiting this out.
But MBK is ready for it. And actually, oh, Happy's rotating back. I tell a lie. Happy was rotating back to A. He was on B. And they've sold him the fake. Shocks does get the kill. If he can flank around, it may cause problems for them. Angel's going to try and flush out NBK, but he's not down in the pit where he normally is standing. Adren has managed to find Shocks. That was the man that was flanking around, and Dozier's cleaned out B side. Happy with it all to do. I feel like I've said that so many times today. He gets one. Can he get Dozier down? He's going to hop on with the USP. Tries to come around the side. He does manage to tag him down. Adren, here he comes. He's going to get her back around the side. Tries to get the defuse down. Wasn't quite long enough. And Adren saves the blushes for HellRaisers. 10-9. And HellRaisers starting to really come back into this one. And it's going to have to be an eco for Envy.
Yeah, I'm so impressed with the way that HellRaisers are like rotating throughout this site. Even if they get the exchange, if it's a 1-for-1, 2-for-1. I love the way they're playing it from then on. They're always having that one player lurking by B almost, just waiting. Or just seeing if, you know, ENVYUS push up. But then they'll just, you know, work Dozier around slowly. And it's beautiful to watch. However, looking at what ENVYUS are doing, it's just an all-out aggressive play. Going to try and get some ground gained and just sit in these very close corners. And I think Shocks is getting a little annoyed at Kyo, like, hey, this is my corner, back off. But still, a little bit of a bait out by Happy there along, maybe trying to encourage HellRaisers to push up and then be met by 2. So let's see if it pays off.
Actually going to be aggressive, and the pistols pop out, and it does work out well. It's actually something that worked very well for Na'Vi at the Pro League finals as well. But Dozier out when you are challenging long against AKs, you're not going to come out on top unless you do land the perfect shots. NBK, Soulman, Angel moving in with a Mac 10, and will pick himself up a kill and a chunk of change for that one. 10-10 all square. We did wonder how HellRaisers T-side would be, and it seems they can match ENVYUS, but they're back on the rifles. Not a complete buy though. A lot of smoke still picked up at least, but not too many flashes.
Yeah, and Angel still with the Big Mac Daddy. There we go. Switching up to the AK. I was about to say, come on, dude. Maybe not in this round. Maybe not when you want to take the lead. But I've got to say, and I hate the fact I don't know how to say his name properly, but Mao has been, his actual movement and his aim is absolutely astounding. Watching his control, even against an eco side then, it was just perfect. However, in this round, Happy already finding Angel with that little boosty over towards mid. It's going to start off a very nice opener for ENVYUS. However, equaled up almost instantly. And once again, Kyo just not having the impact he had in that previous game.
Well, at the moment, I was about to say that taking the time, but suddenly they do manage to push on through. And then that nade.
Trying to find Happy there.
I think it was Happy on MBK. MBK's been sat in that pit quite a few times. Yeah, Happy, very low actually. It probably was him. He was in that position. But this is a different move from HellRaisers. I mean, B-side has worked out for them quite well. Oh, but actually, Smith's going fairly aggressive. They're moving down connector. They might find them. Shocks, if he looks to his left, he's about to get very busy. He does finally look to his left, sees the bomb. Dozier does manage to pick up the kill, but that's going to give enough information. A kill trade and bomb sighted will help them out, which is why we're seeing Happy rotating up towards the A site.
Still want to see what HellRaisers can achieve. Happy being so low, it's still a possibility, but time, look at it. They're going to have to take on 2 players here. Smiths is pushed up behind them at long as well, but
they got the
let's
crossfire.
see, 14 seconds. Takes down Smith. That's the side vulnerable, but MBK quickly rotated. Fully aware, but bomb is down and planted those toilets. MBK has the cross out, but Happy's gone down now. He's 1v2. He's got the tag, but it's not enough. And Dozier and Adren just doing real hard work then. That was just like unbelievable synergy between the two. Planting it, locking it down, just being so fully aware of how ENVYUS were going to react to that. HellRaisers taking the lead now.
Yeah, they are the two top fraggers for their team, 23 and 19, and Dozier actually 6k in his bank as well. So again, ENVYUS having to go for a bit of a save here, but Smith does manage to get himself the scout. Again, it's another aggressive A push, but look where HellRaisers are going. They don't care. They're going straight for it. MBK is the only man on B site, and he's about to get overwhelmed.
This is beautiful. There we go. Mac 10 deals with him. And look at that play, just reading into the money perfectly for Angel. He's like, you know what, I know you're going to be poor. And I'm just going to take complete advantage of that, get some money in my bank, and maybe go a little aggressive, look for more himself, just so he can maybe pad himself out with a bit more dollar. And it's the bomb down. This should be a very clean round coming out here. And there you go, another kill. That's 2. That's so much money already in his pocket.
Yeah, 1,200 just alone for those 2 kills. Pretty sick stuff. Happy's going to try and sneak around, but look at this, Adren ready waiting for him. Easy pickup for him. And HellRaisers are going to find themselves 12-10 up here, unless Kiyoshima with that Deagle can pull off some magic. But you can already hear the bomb is going to go off. Smiths does get found as well. Got himself 1 on Adren, but that's not really going to make a big difference. Keo did manage to rescue an AK there, and he's going to hold on to it. But that is about all. Envy should be able to buy up on the next round. HellRaisers, though, really sticking it to ENVYUS here.
And I'm really impressed. This is a very different HellRaisers than what I've seen leading up to this. Every time I've watched them play, it's like, oh, they've done well, but not quite well enough. They don't have that, like, 20% to maybe take down someone like ENVYUS when they're in form, but this is just a really good performance from HellRaisers. 12-10, as you said. Back on a buy, though. This is a full, close enough to full buy for ENVYUS to be comfortable. Smith says armor. They've got everything they would potentially need, and let's see how HellRaisers kind of take themselves into this round. They've got the ult back on Mao as well, so looking at this one, and they switched up. Initially, their focus was mostly towards A and long. This time, a little bit more towards mid, controlling that, and maybe then looking at B.
And Smiths with the AWP has been taken out of it. He's sat on long, and there's nobody anywhere near him once again. Dozier finds MBK over on B. It is just Kucha, the man that's distracting them. But the rest of HellRaisers are setting up once again for that B. You can see the bomb was dropped just outside of tunnels. And it seems they're not even interested in that. They just want to go for pure aggression here on ENVYUS, and Happy getting tagged up just through the wall, trying to get a peek. Not working out for ENVYUS here.
It's really not. They're being led around the map here by HellRaisers, but HellRaisers yet to make a full move. Let's bear in mind, Shox and Happy are still here. Happy's just waiting out in Toxic. I'm hoping they're going to actually check this one. Peeks over, didn't see him. He's crouched down, but Adren will check twice. Not going to be caught off by that one. Bomb will be coming in, and look at this. Already Mal watching that push up in case someone challenged the bomb plant. Dozier's there, and now just 2 remain. The setups look so well drilled coming out from HellRaisers to take these sites. It's blowing ENVYUS out the water. Envy
on the save here. Smith just wants to see if he can get anything, but no, Mao was watching. And Mao is not missing shots with that AWP either. Keo does get himself 1. This is the AK that he saved from the previous round, so he's thinking, I may as well go for it. Can probably afford something. Does manage to get Angel down. Backing away, expecting actually Dozier to come around. Kucha, sorry, to come around the back. They will pass each other, though. Well, Kucha's going to catch him. Kucha not going to come out on top. Keo just about hangs on. Gets himself a triple as well, but HellRaisers are in now a commanding position, I'd say. 13-10. They only need 3 more rounds on the board. ENVYUS can afford to buy. They can go for the full buy, but if they don't get anything from this round, they are screwed.
Yeah, there's no 2 ways to put it in that one, is there? They're starting to look a little dire. I don't know what to make of this. This is perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rounds in a row now. HellRaisers will look dominant. That's so impressive. And they've gone back to their standard setup almost. This is what we saw at the start with Angel soloing over by B, so if anyone pushed up, he'd catch him. And the rest working towards long. And once again, Angel takes down Happy. This time, though, we've finally seen a little bit of bite back from Smiths. AWPing on towards long, catching out Kucha. But they still have a 4v4 here, and it's still seemingly... I don't know, I just have that faith in HellRaisers, but Adren being this low could be a problem.
Yeah, Mao was hoping for the challenge from Smiths. It didn't come. Smiths flashed himself out. Went straight back for the deep defense. Shox is looking to push up through the smoking tunnels. It's either a genius play or a wild play. And they are actually waiting for him. Look at this, Dozier sat ready and waiting. And that just baited in towards that one, and that's going to cause some serious problems for Envy. Adren is low on health, though, so it is a 3-on-4, but Adren with next to nothing. MBK Getting flamed straight away. Flashed as well. They know he's in the pit. Look at the amount of mollies that are coming towards him. They know exactly his position. He's been here so many times. He's just getting flashed out, burnt out. Another molly comes down, and HellRaisers going for that plant. Adren will get picked off by Smiths, but that's going to get answered. No. Keo manages to find another. Dozier, though, quickly pins down MBK, and now they know they're on the site. He's going to get a second. Will not get a third. Smiths now versus Mao. Orp versus Orp. Up close and personal. Mao's going to go for the no-scope. He prefers it rather than the pistol. He's just going to run in rings. Oh, missed the shot, actually. Goes for the pistol. Smiths gets it, but I don't think he's got the time. Gonna get himself. Yes, he does. He will have it. Gets himself a 4K in there. So Smiths
saving the day.
Very much saving the day for ENVYUS there. HellRaisers, honestly, I feel they kind of messed up in that round. They should have held that one.
Should, but then again, they were down. They had the 1-for-1 trade, which is fine. But then you remember how much damage was done to some of their players. I think it was Adren was down to absolutely nothing. Like HP-wise, so they were at the disadvantage. But the one thing I wanted to point out was how well HellRaisers played in towards that B side. They knew how Envy were going to play it. As soon as they heard that pop flash, they waited out. They knew Shox was pushing up. And these sort of small nuances, they're learning how these guys play. And they've sped up themselves. They're going a little bit faster here. Look at this. They've switched up again. Angel finding Happy is going to take away that mid presence. Going to split the two on each other's sites. And this is going to be difficult.
Angel has been finding that opening frag so many times as well. That has definitely been something. Look at Keo, though. Trying to get a peek through toilets here. And he will find it, but he's just spotted. Managed to get a heavy tag on towards Dozier. Angel gets himself a second, though. And he is causing so many problems over on that B site.
Single-handedly almost opening this up. It's down to just Shox over there. If he gets that, that's huge. And they might start working on this soon. Surely. Angel's done so much, but still. Smith's lurking around here. Adren does have the bomb. He can't quite cross out just yet. Smiths is going to see him, surely. Surely you'll spot this one out. Angel finally goes down and... Oh my word, Adren is a centimetre apart.
He's going to think that smoke covered him off, but he doesn't expect Smith so close, I think.
But he can pass him if he checks.
So close.
Oh my god.
See, now they know. They're going to show themselves an A. I reckon Smiths might turn around here. Oh, catches him in
the
back. That's the bomb down. Spins around, gets another glimpse. Kucha's going to get picked off at the side. His attention was drawn to Smiths, and HellRaisers do manage to fall. ENVYUS with a little by hook or by crook, and more importantly, by Smiths dragging them through it, picking up 7 kills in the last 2 rounds. Getting them straight back into this one. 12-13, and now it's HellRaisers, actually. They're going to have to go themselves in eco here. We are going to see an AK coming out from Mao, so they're going to go forcing.
I kind of like this mix buy as well. We saw how ENVYUS like to play into reading the economy of the opponents by getting a little more aggressive. Smith's doing exactly that. So if they get a little surprised by maybe a Galil in play or an AK, that could change things. Well, let's see if they get these openers. Adren giving away the game, but look at Happy Spot. Just about backing away a second too early then. He could have had something. But no, the aggressive play from HellRaisers is not stopping. They want to brute force this site, and they're doing just that. 1 kill to open. The AK comes into play from Mao, and a team kill from Happy. But finally, Happy kicks into gear with 2 real kills coming in. But look at the situation they're left in. 2v2, bomb down. Can they slow down the play now? This is what's been plaguing HellRaisers for a couple of rounds. These afterplants, and Smiths is still up and standing.
They have the plant. They have the crossfire. By all rights, HellRaisers should be able to hold this one out. Nobody should peek for this one. Smiths is going to be the man that's going to check it. Now, he's been the man that's won it so many times. They do manage to find one. Kiyoshima gets Kucha down. And Adren all alone. Can he keep them away? Kiyoshima's so low. Just one more little tag. He does get him down. Smiths will once again save the day, but this is going to be so close. He doesn't have it. He has to back away. He's not even going to be able to save the AWP. And HellRaisers pick up the round, and it was a shoddy buy that just poured their way into B-site, switching up the pace and catching ENVYUS off guard.
And Kucha then in that situation, he was only down to a takedown as well. He could cause so little impact. He had to almost be the sacrificial lamb to throw himself in there, be like, all right, if I buy 5 seconds, that's 5 seconds that might pay off in the end. And then the crossfire kicked in. And sadly for Smiths, it just wasn't enough. But look at the buy now that the CTs are on. CZ, 5-7, couple of Famises, 1 M4, nothing much to work with. And the T side going to just go ahead and abuse that. See if that aggressive play will work out again. Last time they stormed in and they did wonderfully. And once again, Adren cracks open the side. This man has been going beyond belief. But finally, we've got a bit of a bite back from ENVYUS.
Shox' smoke might try and slow things down enough, certainly for his team to rotate and get in there. HellRaisers, though, yet to get the plant down. Kucha trying to find a kill, but ENVYUS actually trying to get around the side there. Mao does get Smiths down. That was in tunnels. The smokes and flashes come out. HellRaisers push in. Shox finds himself one. Can he make it a second? Yes, he can. And well, the retake wasn't even a retake. They didn't even get the plan down, HellRaisers there. With another shot he buy. Both these teams are so low economy-wise because they're starting to score rounds back and forth, but HellRaisers have to go full eco now, and that's presumably going to take it to 14-14. Finally, we're going to get a really close game, which we've been hoping for all night. ENVYUS being taken all the way by HellRaisers.
Yeah, this is an insane game. Look at the HellRaisers side as well. They're just talking things through. They're taking their time. They're not going to go for like an all-out strat. They've got, what, 1 P250? There's not much to be done. So just discuss things through. You know, talk about what's not working, what is working, where they need to hit, what pace they need to be going at. You know, what have ENVYUS changed? You know, do we need to change back to those sort of things? And these are the discussions they'll just talk through. And Smiths, Smith is in the right place, sadly. He might be able to get a good couple of kills here, actually, if he does come around at the right time. Oh, missing the first. Will follow up with the second. Gets the tag for his second, and this is just Smiths enjoying himself now. 2 kills back to back. Keo coming to create that crossfire, and there shouldn't be much damage done here.
Yeah, Shox gets himself the double. They're just on hunting duty now for Angel. And there it is. Shox gets the triple. And 14-14, ladies and gentlemen. We are tied. Now, HellRaisers really, well, they're going to force it. I was about to say, are they going to risk it? Now, bearing in mind, there is no draws in this game. If we went to 15-15, it would be overtime. There is no ties in this league. And ENVYUS are in the stronger position. Galil's all round for HellRaisers. It's going to be a 3-2 split. We'll see. Angel, his openings on B of what worked so well for them on this T side. Can he live up to it? Can he keep doing it?
There's so many questions of performance now, isn't there? There's Smiths. Who's going to be the victor there? There's 2 players coming towards him. And actually, Smiths will find Mao, so that is a very important opener.
They triple stacked as well on the B side. They left him all alone. Angel does get, I wouldn't say the opening frag, certainly for HellRaisers, but that's answered. And he goes down. Dozier tried to get the tag on the top of that wall. Bomb is making its way towards tunnels for Kucha. They don't want to risk going up against Smiths with the AWP down 8. He's already managed to get 1 down, but it is a trend that's going to creep on forward, but he's only going to be creeping into the sights of Smiths.
It only takes 1 for this to become even. HellRaisers are certainly looking for it, but becomes the question, when do they start saving these guns? Is there a moment they think, okay, it's too much? And will, made me nervous, but Dozier certainly wasn't. Does find Shox. Getting a little angsty in mid. 28 seconds left. Smiths did find a Dren, so that was what we were discussing on towards A, but now the 2 players on B, they're going for this one, and sadly it's all down to 1. Kucha now last man alive, 1v2. He's got the plant. If he pulls this off, I'll eat my hat. Keo and Smiths, the last 2 standing. Smiths has been phenomenal so far, and he'll close it on a phenomenal note into this round at least, and put ENVYUS in a much better position. Smiths
has by far been the most important player for ENVYUS on the CT side, just like Dozier and Adren were on the CT side earlier on for HellRaisers. It's a 31 from Dozier, but honestly, for me, it's Angel actually been opening up on the B constantly. But now we see match point for ENVYUS. Can they close out the game? HellRaisers going to have to buy anything they can. It's going to be Galil's once again and a couple of Tech 9s. And they've honestly put up a fantastic performance. It would be a shame not to see this one go to overtime.
Yeah, absolutely. But look at Smith. Straight aggression, no messing around. He's going for that opener. He does get a glimpse, but also has to back out pretty swiftly. He's being hunted down. Keo's going rope it open around the back, though. Dozier finds Smiths, but can Keo get into gear? No, he's been spotted as well. This could be an error, but Shox holds strong, so does Keo, and finally Envy just kick into gear. 3 now remain for HellRaisers. It looks like this game may have just gone that little bit too far for them. Yeah, they're going to try and collapse in on them as well. Keo is starting to come around the back. Shox is trying to corral them in there. MBK tagged up heavily. He's trying to keep back. They're going to be pushing on. Keo and MBK find themselves another. And now Adren, the last man standing, will go down. It's going to be 16-14 to Envy in the end. But what a fantastic match. Very close stuff on Overpass. Fantastic.
HellRaisers, I'll tell you what, with their new lineup, with Mao coming in, are looking very impressive.
Yeah.
Whether it's just the map, whether ENVYUS are a little ropey on that map, nonetheless, you can't take anything away from what HellRaisers did there. They were really performing.
Yeah, it just fizzled out towards the end because Smiths just went, all right, I'm going to lock down long and then kind of retake like a champion. So literally, column A and B from what you'd want from an AWPer was covered. So he kind of locked down the map for them. But before that, the play from HellRaisers, the executes, the variation, their standard setup, what they fell back to, the adaptation, was just brilliant to watch. You know, I pinned what I thought was going to be the more important side on their T side for them, just to see how well they were really kind of coming into this game. And it was brilliant, to be fair. I can't discredit any of their players, each of them finding their role. Mao, outstandingly, you know, playing in that game. Just his aim was so crisp. But then again, Dozier, another big performance from him. If that man keeps getting this form, he is truly someone to be reckoned with going forward.
And for me, I mean, you look back at you always look back at the key important rounds for this one.
Yep.
Think back to Smiths picking up that quad kill, the one-on-one with Mao. Mao actually lining up in the back with the sights, not landing the AWP shot. Could have switched to an AK, could have chased him with a pistol, could have done anything. The coulda, woulda, shouldas. When you look at those replays, it's definitely one that could have gone either way, but it was Smiths having those 7 kills in 2 rounds that really seemed to drag ENVYUS screaming and kicking back into it, just like Happy was in the seat on the T side. But overall, what a fantastic game, ladies and gentlemen. Great one to end the night with. This is the ESL ESEA Pro League. If you have just joined us, that has been the 4th match. And really ending off, fantastic stuff overall tonight. We've seen, obviously, the new form of Mouse Sports and Penta. Penta coming out on top of that one. Penta fall into ENVYUS. The first game of the day was Dignitas putting on a great performance against Titan. Some really impressive matches.
You can see it there. Some results that you probably didn't expect. Dignitas beating out Titan on cash. Something at the start that you thought maybe it'd be a close game, but Dig on that CT side were phenomenal.
13-2 in the first half as well on the CT side. Yeah, superb stuff. It's been a great night overall, guys. And, you know, any feedback you guys have, obviously it's the first night. We want to get things going. Feel free to pass it on to myself or Lauren or anywhere else on Reddit, etc. We will keep our eyes on it and get a glimpse of what's happening. Moving on, though, of course, tomorrow night, later tonight, I should say. Technically, it's tomorrow night because it's 2 a.m. in the morning. You can see 2 a.m. CET. This is going to be carrying on. It's in around, what, 3 hours' time, is it now? I think, yeah, about 3.5 hours' time. Starting off, it is going to be Luminosity. So we're going to see, this is Pith. He's gone across the ocean. He's moved over to America. We're going to see how the Swede does. Peter also joining in from CLG. So big match there. CLG, of course, going to be following that one up against Aces. And that's, well, we're going to see who replaces it. We still haven't heard the man announced, have they?
No, it's still awaiting the roster to be locked in. And, of course, you get to see Mo back into high competitive, you know, teams, seeing in a big match to begin with. Certainly be quite a proving point. Very vocal about CLG, very vocal about him. Quite a cool grudge match.
And, of course, Cloud9 as well, following that on. How's Freakazoid going to do in, you know, is Skadoodle going to perform? His swag standing by in the background.
Just watching very closely.
Watching, lurking. That is all happening in 3 hours' time now, so be sure to tune into that one. You can see it, twitch.tv/ESEA. That will all be happening later on. And, of course, don't forget, tomorrow we'll be back with yet more action. That's going to be at 7 p.m, and that will be with yourself and Alex Machine Richardson bringing you that one.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one. But the one thing I really want to highlight about the NA games coming up this evening, if people do want to follow it on, it's such a big proving point because so many people in that NA roster changes, the big
shuffles, yeah.
It's the first time you're going to really officially see it. This is big.
Was it a big shuffle? I don't know. Maybe
it's not done yet, I've heard. There's still a lot more to come. Yet.
Well, we'll see how it goes because there's a lot of questions over the North American scene after their performances in the last couple of lands, that's for sure. We'll see whether things can step up for them. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I think that is it. We are done for the night. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 p.m, as I said. Thanks for watching. We'll see you then.